Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and check in the Facebook group to make sure I am in the right place. Sometimes I want to make sure I'm not going live in the wrong place. Awesome. Okay, let me share this really quickly. For those of you just joining in live, go ahead and say hi in the comment section below. And we are going to get started in a moment. Today's video is all about the 5 pillars of content, and I had done a summit last week that went really well, and a lot of our new group members are participants from that summit. And so we had a lot of questions about the 5 pillars, but also we had a lot of people who really found value in it. So I wanted to take a moment to recap that kind of part of the training session, because I think it's super powerful and it will really help you understand exactly what to post on social media and when. Hey Trisha, how are you? Thanks for joining in. All right, so we're going to dive into the 5 pillars. Before I dive in though, just a quick reminder that if you need one-on-one help with social media, if you need more guidance with social media, I do offer strategy sessions, and these strategy sessions will help us take some of the trainings. I'll show you some advanced trainings and really get specific for your industry, for your niche. Okay, so the link to that is in the description of this video. Hey Lori. So what are the 5 pillars of content? Well, this is kind of my structure that I suggest for new or budding entrepreneurs. If you're a business owner, you're not sure what to post, this is great. Now, if you've been, you posted before and it's kind of been a little bit of a lag and you're trying to jump back into it and you're not sure where to start, the 5 pillars also works really, really well. I do have a little image, and I'm going to see if I can put it on the screen that will kind of guide us through the 5 pillars of content and help us understand it in a more visual way. But I am going to dive right into that as well. All right, so the first pillar number 1, is your promotional content. This is the content where you talk about your services or your offerings. And I find that a lot of us find this one to be an easy concept. We know that that's our goal on social media, is to get people to buy our things. So promoting your services or offerings may seem like an easy step, okay? But this is just one of the 5 pillars, right? Just one fifth of what you're posting online is a pillar of content. Now, just clicking around and clicking the wrong thing. With this promotion pillar, you can be talking about your products if you sell physical products. You can be talking about services if you sell B2B services. You can also be asking for something in the form of a lead. So you could be asking for a phone call if you want people to call you. You could be asking for people to message you. You can be asking for people to sign up for your mailing list. Any of those things are considered promotional pieces of content because you're asking someone to do something for you. It's for your benefit, really. Of course, they get benefits from your services or whatever it is you're offering, but really that's for you. So just keep that in mind. That first pillar, that promotional pillar, you're asking for something just part of the time. Now, the next pillar of content is one of my favorite. And it's the educational pillar of content, educational. And with this pillar, you're really showcasing your expertise in whatever it is you do, whatever it is you sell. You're really taking that moment to share what you know. And so you could do this in the form of a tip of the day. I really love tips of the day. Short little pieces of content that really capture what you do. I just posted one yesterday on my social, so you can check that out for an example. But it's a tip of the day. Short, sweet, simple. If you want to do something a little more long form, let's say you have a blog post that's really educational, you can definitely go that route as well. I find that the blog posts really help people kind of get get more value out of it. So you share a link to a blog post, podcast, a video, whatever it is you do. Or you can post a tutorial directly onto social media. This works really well with video. So like something I'm doing right now is I'm giving you value in the form of a live video on social media. So that's your tip of the day, or sorry, that's your educational pillar. And you want to make sure that this is showcasing your expertise. So a question I got often in the summit is, for the educational pillar, should we share other people's content? And I don't think this is the place for it. I think that educational pillar is for you. It is for you. Okay. Ooh, I got my little graphic here. Let me see if I can resize it a little bit. Can you guys see this on the screen? Type yes if you see my little graphic here. I'm going to try to move it around. It's kind of covering everything, but I think you guys get the point. Oh, there we go. Make it smaller. Put it over here. All right. Thanks, Trisha. Thanks, Lori. Yes. Awesome. All right. So this is the 5 pillars of content. So we did promotional. We talked about educational. The next one is community. Now, the community pillar is really here to help people understand that it's not just you talking about yourself in a bubble. You're part of something bigger. You kind of are participating as a member of this thing that you're doing. So I'll give you an example. That was kind of general. If you are a local business, super easy, post local content. Talk about community events, happenings, trending news in the community, or in your niche even. That works really well. Even if you're not local, if you're digital like I am, I'm a digital business. Most of my clients don't live anywhere near me. And so things that I post are news and updates in the industry. Like right now, Facebook has a lot happening. So that's what I would post. You can also share things from non-competing community members. So an example would be, if you are a hairstylist, you can share something that your audience would relate to. So maybe a local spa has a special, or maybe you saw an article in Glamour magazine that talked about styling hair. So this community pillar is your opportunity to share educational pieces of content from other people. So in the educational pillar, you really want to make sure that it's your content. In the community pillar, you want to make sure you're sharing someone else's content, if that makes sense. All right, moving on. So we've got promotional, we've got educational, we've got community. Next is entertainment. This is a fun one, and it's supposed to be fun, so have fun with it. In the entertainment pillar, this is a great place to share memes, jokes, funny videos. Nobody logs on to Facebook or logs on to Instagram hoping to see someone advertising a product that they didn't previously care about or know about. So this gives you an opportunity to connect with people for one of the reasons that the majority of us log online. We want to be entertained. And so a really great example of this is you can also post like behind the scenes content. And this is something that I do a lot as well. It's not necessarily promoting what I do. It's not necessarily promoting any of my products, but it's just connecting with people in a way that's very human, and that's the reason a lot of us are on social media. So that entertainment pillar, have fun with it. All right, the last pillar is our engagement pillar, and this one's very, very important, especially with the recent changes in the algorithms, because you want people to engage with your content. The more they engage with your content specifically, the higher the chances are of them seeing your content repeatedly in their news feeds on Facebook and on Instagram and even on Twitter now. Okay? So you want to kind of prompt people to engage with your content. Well, how do you do that? The easiest way is to ask a question. And so for a lot of my clients, we have questions of the day. Questions of the day. Now, I like to still relate these to your niche, but they can be broad as well. I posted one here in the group this week that just asked where everyone is from. Hey, no worries for being late, Kashmir. It's okay. There'll be a replay. All right. So your engagement. I asked a question in the group earlier this week. I said, where is everyone from? And people commented on it. That's a really easy way to encourage engagement. Okay. This helps your other posts. So when you are posting a promotional post, or when you are posting an educational post, it shows up in the feed. So ask a question. You can even slip questions into some of your other posts like educational and that sort of thing. Another way to encourage engagement is with a quote. I love quotes because they make people feel good and they're inspiring, and it feels natural to share one. If you connect with it, it's natural to just hit share on that quote. Some people don't like quotes. They feel like they're a little shallow, but honestly, for most brands, it works. And what happens is psychologically, people see that quote, they see your brand, they see the name of the person that posted it, and it makes them feel good. Usually when they read that quote and they read your name, now they're associating good feelings with it. Also, it's easy for them to hit like or hit share on a quote. It's a natural progression of things. Okay. You can also post controversial topics. Get a little conversation going. Maybe poke the bear a little bit. I don't personally do this with my brand, but there are some brands that this could work really well for. I worked with a brand it's almost 2 years ago now, that had these videos depicting police brutality, and it was like a parody, and they used other industries, like what if a doctor treated people the way that the police are treating people. And it's a very sensitive topic, right? There's a lot of tension around that. And so just by posting that content, the comment section exploded because people have a lot to say. There's a lot of opinions there. And so a controversial topic can really launch the conversation quite well. But keep in mind that it can turn negative pretty quickly. So it really depends on your goal. If your goal is to foster a community and conversation and be open to hearing opposing ideas, go for it. I know for me, it tends to skew negatively pretty quickly, and personally, I don't like it, so I don't do it. But it is a great way to encourage engagement. And right now on Facebook, the way the algorithms are changing, there's a hypothesis going around that if you get people to comment on each other's comments, so not me commenting back to you, but let's say I see Chloe's here, and Chloe comments on Lori's comment, and then Kashmir comments on that Lori's comment as well, and then Lori's commenting back to both Chloe and Kashmir. That Facebook loves that. Facebook wants to see all of us talking together and not just me talking to you and you talking back to me. So if you can post something that encourages people to talk with each other in the comments, that's a huge win when it comes to engagement on social media. All right, it is time for some questions. I'm going to review the pillars really quickly, but now's the time to pop a question in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, definitely pop a question as well. And just a reminder that if you need help with these pillars, or if you need help with any sort of strategy with social media, I do offer strategy sessions. One-on-one, you get to talk to me, pick my brain, and I get to give you strategies that work specifically for whatever it is you're selling or doing online. All right, so the 5 pillars of content. Number 1, promotional. This is promoting your products, your services, your offerings, or your mailing list too, if that's a promotion. Number 2, hey Janice, no worries. Number 2, educational. So this is teaching your audience something that you know that they may not know, and this is positioning yourself as an authority in the space. It's your own content, okay, not someone else's. Number 3 is community. This is the chance where you get to share other people's content that's not competing with yours. This is your chance to share news or happenings or events in your community. Number 4 is entertainment. This is the opportunity to have fun, share some memes, share some behind the scenes pictures and videos, just have fun with it. And the 5th pillar is engagement. So this is your pillar where you want to encourage people to engage with your content, whether it's a question of the day, whether it's a quote, or whether it's a controversial topic. Thanks, Ginger. Yeah, I'm so glad that you like the 5 pillars approach. It really makes it balanced. And if you're looking for a place to start, pick one pillar and put it on a day. So Monday can be promotional posts. Tuesdays can be educational, can be your tip of the day. Wednesday, you can talk with the community. Thursday, you can be entertaining. And Friday, you can seek out that engagement. So pick the pillars, put it on a day, and run with it. This is not set in stone, but it's a really great place to start if you're like, I don't know where to go. All right, Kashmir asks, have you ever did a newsletter? I'm making one and I'm gonna apply all 5. Okay, Kashmir, yes, I do have a newsletter and I use that as an opportunity to go a little bit deeper than some of the things I share on social media. If you're doing a newsletter, I would question you first and ask, what is your goal of the newsletter? What do you want to get out of it? I think that if you combine an educational and a promotional spin on it, it can work really, really well. And that's what I would suggest doing. I think the newsletter should be all about you and not really community, other people's posts. I mean, you can be a little entertaining, but you really want it to be like pretty pointed for what you want to get out of it. So tell me, what do you want to do with your newsletter, Cash? Okay, Trisha makes it seem more doable. Yes, awesome. Lori asks, should the community section be somehow related to what you do? I think so. Not really related to what you do, but related to your audience. So Lori, if I remember correctly, you're an artist. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think you're an artist. So some of the things I would talk about is maybe things that people who appreciate art would also appreciate. So, people who like art tend to be also like, let's say you post a lot of local art. Let's say you can also share something happening at like Shaw Theater, because there's a correlation there between people who like, physical art pieces and also who like to go see performance art. So that can be your way to connect with the community. Or you can just share community news. So last week, for instance, they had the handmade market, the Etsy market at the Hare Winery in Niagara-on-the-Lake. That could be something that you can share with your community because they most likely would also relate to things like that. Awesome. Kashmir, keto products. You want more people aware of the benefits? Okay, so Kashmir, so this is for the wrap thing, that crazy wrap thing. Yes, so for the newsletter, for you, because it's a personal thing, right? People buy from you because they like you. I would make it personal, your personal journey or things that people who are on that journey with you have discovered. I think that would be the key to transitioning into the sale. I think that, you can talk about the benefits, yes, but talk about how you personally like it or how you personally see it connecting with other people. I think that would be the best approach. And maybe also combine it with a bit of storytelling for the newsletter. It's a different approach than social media, but it can definitely be effective if it's done in the right way. The thing you don't want to happen is you don't want people to sign up for your newsletter and then feel like they're getting sold to every time you send out a newsletter. So it's definitely a little bit of a balance there. If you can find a way to make it like a story that you're telling or sharing your personal journey, or maybe interviewing people and sharing their journeys somehow, I think it would be a really great opportunity for that. It also could be a great place to do like almost like a recap, because you post a lot on social media, you post a lot of videos, like live videos, and so you can use that newsletter as an opportunity to say, hey, here's what's happening this week. If you want to learn more about this specific thing, check out this video, that sort of thing. Yeah, it works. Awesome. I think that, does that answer your question, Kashmir? Let me know if you need more guidance there. But I hope that the newsletter will be a little bit different than social, and you can definitely take the pillar approach, but I would want to be, definitely skew more towards like education or entertainment than promotional. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me for this live video. We're going to be changing around the times a little bit, so stay tuned. I find that creating the event for these live videos really helps encourage live participation, which is what I love to see here. If you have any questions at any time, ask them in the group. We're here for you. My team and I are going to be in the group answering your questions and getting to know you a little bit as well. I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous week. I'm going to be traveling over the next couple of days, but I will be here, and I'll see you at some point in the next week for a live video as well. Have a great week. Bye.